Money is weird. Money has come in more weird shapes and forms than probably anybody knows, most of which don't even exist anymore. Pennies used to have wheat on the back of them instead of the Lincoln Memorial. Nickels used to have buffaloes, caricatures of Native Americans, and apparently Amish people. And dimes used to have the Roman god Mercury, because apparently he's an American or something. Pennies are a great example of money because nobody likes them. They're probably the only kind of money that people will actually drop and not bother to pick up. The only cool ones are those pennies that they made in 1943 out of steel and zinc, because they needed the copper for World War II. Also, they're magnetic. People kind of hated them, because at a quick glance they kind of look like dimes, and you'd be pissed off too if you got to a store and had 9 cents less than you thought you did, especially when 9 cents could actually buy something. They're kind of like how the whole Susan B. Anthony dollar never took off, because they're the same color, same size, and same shape as quarters. Even if you take a second to look at it, she even kind of looks like George Washington. Which is unfortunate, because she is a woman. Everybody likes quarters. Quarters are so beloved that every state got their own quarter. It's not okay to make fun of the other places with quarters that aren't actually states, like Guam and Puerto Rico, because they have their own quarters, and that's cooler than anything you or I have. However, it's still okay to make fun of Alabama for having Helen Keller on their state quarter. I mean, honestly, they could have picked anything, and they picked her, and seriously thought nobody would make fun of us for that. Bicentennial quarters used to be cool, but nowadays nobody cares about them anymore. This is sad. Half dollars have JFK on them, and silver dollars have Eisenhower. Many silver dollars also have a depiction of a bald eagle landing on the moon, which while I cannot prove that this actually happened, I also can't prove that it didn't. Bicentennial silver dollars show the Liberty Bell in outer space, commemorating back in 1976, when we apparently shot the Liberty Bell into outer space. Coin dollars are rarely successful. Even Eisenhower and Susan B. Anthony didn't work out. Which brings me to my favorite dollar coin, Sacagawea. This woman just couldn't get a break. I mean, she finally got onto an American coin, and she still has to carry her own baby on her back. The poor woman was bought by her husband and forced to lead a bunch of confused folks to the woods for practically forever. She made it all the way onto a minted US currency despite not being a man, not being a president, hell, she wasn't even an American citizen, and the people of the United States still rejected her. Even the Susan B. Anthony coin was a bigger success, and that's saying a lot. It also used to be a much bigger deal for money if you could prove what city it was printed in, and it was a pretty big deal if it was backed up by silver instead of gold. Today our money is backed up by mostly nothing, but for some reason they don't let people take the gold from Fort Knox. I don't know, it's weird. $2 bills are great. They're like having a sixth finger on each hand. Nobody needs them, but everybody finds them kind of interesting. Like something you talk about at a party, but only for like a minute or two. Canadian money is designed to look like American money at a glance, but it has no monetary value in America. This is not coincidental. It is supposed to trick you. If I made my own money in my basement that looks just enough like real money to fool you, it is called forgery, and I would go to jail. Not all coins are money, and not all money is coins. Are coins. Who cares? Some money becomes more valuable the more people handle it, so they can gain interest. Some money becomes more valuable the less people handle it. Odds are, you're probably going to lose money no matter what you do with it. Money continues to be very, very weird. Personally, I hate it. I think that it's inherent in the nature of money to maintain a system of wealth in which the controllers of the means of production always have a skewed advantage. Also, it necessitates that value must come in the form of representation, therefore constricting value in a system which is, for lack of a better word, rigged. The whole system is so obviously rigged, everybody knows it, and there's really nothing you can do about it. I mean, it is better than the feudal age, like if you need to see a doctor or else you'll die, then it makes sense. Kind of like how the only way you can build credit is to spend money now that you don't have until later. So the only way you can prove that you're a financially responsible adult is to buy things you can't afford. Rich folks don't worry about their credit. That's what makes them rich. They just buy things. Money is so weird, well, because it sucks. Money sucks, everybody knows it. But I dare you to be the first one to get rid of yours. Don't forget, one way or another, you can't take it with you. When you're dead.